would you do if you only had a year to live? Transition time. That's the question, isn't it? What would you do if you knew you only had 365 days to live? What would you do, to be honest? Like, to be entirely honest. Would you spend every day weeping about the end? Or would you take advantage of the time, albeit little, that you have left? Now, I'm pretty sure everyone has that thought on their mind. You know, what if I just like died tomorrow? Because, you know, eventually all of us are gonna die, so it's like, what are you gonna do? I mean, to be honest, knowing you're gonna die in 1 day, 1 month, or 1 year is exactly the same as knowing you're gonna die eventually. Yeah, even though you don't have an hourglass telling you how much time you left, or a timer continuously ticking, and when it reaches 0, you die. None of us have that. So what's stopping you from living your life to the absolute fullest, as if you did have a timer? So it's been a couple weeks since Unus Annus ended, and to be honest, I feel great. Don't get me wrong, like, I loved the channel and everything, but there's something so gratifying about an ending that fits perfectly, you know? Most things in life don't have a perfect ending or a good ending. But when something has a good ending, it just feels great. It feels perfect. You feel happy. And that's what Unus Annus did. They gave us a perfect ending, and I couldn't be happier with it. So like I said, it's been a few weeks, and it's been more than enough time to have it all really soak in. So I'm here to talk about the philosophy that I left behind. Because even though the videos are gone, its teachings can still follow us all the way until our timer reaches 0. So I've been thinking, and I realized the channel wasn't really ever about the videos. As fun as they were, you know, I love the videos. They're such perfect, like, comedic pieces. Not all of them were perfect, but they were fun and entertaining, and it brought us like a lot of fun content, a lot of peace, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. But even up to the lore that people came up with, the lore of Unus Annus fighting against the clock, even that wasn't the true meaning of it, technically. If anything, the content and the humor and the fun we got out of it, it was supposed to make the channel harder to let go. Because when you have something that you're so proud of, that something brings you so much joy and so much happiness, it only makes it harder for you to let it go. The purpose of Unus Annus was not to entertain, it was to teach. And a very important lesson of that. The message of the channel is that everything comes to an end, and we should make peace with that. We cannot and should not be scared of things ending. Will we mourn the loss of it, especially something that brought us a lot of comfort? Yeah, of course. It's only natural to be sad over stuff. However, we can't allow ourselves to just be confined or chained to something. Nothing in this world is permanent nor guaranteed. Nothing. Except death. So rather than sit and look at the clock ticking endlessly, we should just enjoy everything that we have and don't take anything for granted. But let's talk more about this. Here is how the teachings of Unus Annus can apply to real life. So I'm 17 and I'm a senior in high school. And most people know what that means. If you don't, you really should. It means that I, among thousands of other kids my age, are at a crossroads. You know, we're in a very important part of our lives. It's a time of great change, and for the past few months or so, since quarantine started, I've been terrified. If you look at my life objectively, I'm just saying that my life, if you know me, Christine, and you know my life, it may seem like I'm prepared for everything. You know, it may seem like I have everything under control because I got good grades, I am responsible, I'm pretty mature for my age, I know how to handle money, and I'll most likely go to a good university or whatever, and I think I have common sense so I can stay safe. But that doesn't erase the fact that I'm still scared. You know? Like, and that made me realize, like, no matter how prepared you are for something, you can still be terrified of it ending. I mean, with Unus Annus, like, we knew from the very beginning, that it was going to end. It wasn't a surprise that Mark and Ethan popped on us. It wasn't a surprise that it just all of a sudden stopped. No, we knew from the very beginning. And we were still scared at the very end. At the very end, many people tweeted and said stuff like, stop the clock, or restart the clock, or stuff like that to try to stop, slow down, or get something new started. But you would expect that if we knew that something was going to end for a whole year, we would be prepared for the end. But we weren't, to be honest. None of us were. I'm pretty sure even Mark and Ethan weren't entirely prepared for it. So things like graduating and leaving your childhood behind, we had a timer for that. We knew. I mean, I knew around what time my childhood was going to end and I would have to move on for my life. I knew. It would be around summer of 2021. I'd graduate from high school and I'd have to move on to university. I'd have to move out of my parents' house, get a job, like a functioning job, pay taxes, pay bills. Oh god. Okay, I'm not excited about that part, but I knew, all of us know, if you're still in high school, you know that there is a set time when everything's gonna change. And yet we're still trying to stall it. I'm still trying to stall it. I'm here and I'm saying this, I'm still trying to stall it. I'm still trying to make up for all the time. But we shouldn't do that. Like, we shouldn't try to stall. We shouldn't try at the very end to make up for everything, because that's not the point. I mean, as long as you were there for something, you made the most of that time, you know? Everyone thinks when they're like a teenager, like, oh, I should have valued my childhood a little bit more. I should have not tried to rush it, but you never really can do that. No matter how prepared you are for something and how much you try to cherish something enough, you're not going to be prepared for when it ends. You can, and to me, it's painful. Imagine how painful it'd be to be fully aware at every functioning second that what you have is temporary. That's awful. Sometimes it's good to forget that things are going to end, you know? Because then you're forcing yourself to live in this situation where you're staring at that clock. You're terrified every single second that you're not spending every single time cherishing everything. So it's good to get lost in the clock and just forget that there is one in the first place. Because then you're in pain every second, worrying. You shouldn't be worried that you would feel pain once it's over, because you are. That's something you are going to feel. But you shouldn't be aware of it every second, you know? Because no matter what you do, when that clock ends, you're going to look back and say you wish you had more time. Like, I'm sure we all have that fear that we're going to wake up one day to see someone that we love gone. It'll happen one day, you know? I mean, it'll happen to everyone. It'll happen to me, it'll happen to you, it'll happen to Mark and Ethan. But rather than mourn the time or the memories lost, you need to cherish their memory. You need to cherish who they were. Because even if you were with that person 24/7 for all of their life, you're still going to wish that you could spend more time with them. And that's such a toxic mentality to get into for yourself and for the other person. Because if you wish you had that perfect awareness of their death at all times, you would not appreciate them. You would appreciate them more you think you would. But you spend so much time fixated on that clock that you really didn't cherish them there in the first place, because you're focusing on that clock. So one thing I noticed with Unus Annus is that at first I was kind of freaked out by that clock, you know? I was kind of like, oh, that's kind of unnerving. But eventually I got into the swing of things, and I'm pretty sure I did this, and I'm pretty sure everyone else did. At the beginning of every video, you would chant, Unus Annus, Unus Annus, you know? Get into the swing of that, you know? Even though we're literally chanting and doing a little dance to death, we're laughing in the face of death. And that's something that people didn't quite get, you know? The point is to kind of laugh in the face of death, make a joke out of it, because it's gonna happen. So why be scared of it? Laugh at it, poke death in the face. Push yourself to your limits, technically, like Mark said, you know? You gotta laugh in the face of death, because if not, you're gonna be terrified your entire life. On a side note, Unus Annus is literally like the most legendary channel ever existed, in my opinion. it's like there's so much deeper meaning into it. Like, so much it showed me about people, you know? Like, so much it showed me about myself. And not just with the videos, the fun videos, but just the whole concept of it. It teaches you a lot about life and living. It's just so interesting to me, you know? Like, Mark and Ethan really did an amazing job with this channel. Yeah, it brought me a lot of comfort, but like I said, that's not the point. The point wasn't to make me laugh. The point was to make me cry in the end. Cry that I loved it, you know? Cry in joy, tears of joy. I didn't cry because of pain, I cried because of joy. So I hope this channel goes down in history. I really hope it is YouTube history, because it's amazing. And it's great because now if I see someone, I feel like I'm part of this little elite club, you know? I feel like if I go to like Target or something, I see someone wearing an Unus Annus hoodie, I'm gonna be like, hey, you and I have a secret that we can't tell anyone else, because no one else will get it. Only we were there. We were here at that moment. So that's all I gotta say on that. I mean, it's funny. To be entirely honest, I downloaded a few of my favorite Unus Annus videos. I downloaded my favorite ones, you know, some of the camping ones, and the one with Sean in it, because I love that waxing video. It is chaotic. But funny enough, and I'm not gonna share them or post them to honor Mark and Ethan as a way to honor their wishes. So if you're in the comments and you're asking me to send you a link to the videos, I'm not gonna do it. And I'm pretty sure everyone's done that. Everyone's saved a few of their favorite videos, you know? Honestly, since these past few weeks, I've not felt a singular urge to watch them. Funny enough, I've not felt any urge to watch them, you know? I think I'll keep them, you know, just in case I get to a low point in my life and I really do need something to pick myself up. But as of now, I don't want to watch them, to be honest, you know? As much as I watched that videos on loop when they were still on the channel, I don't want to watch them anymore. The clips that I see on Twitter and TikTok are hilarious, so please guys, if you're posting those, please keep it up. I love those videos on Twitter and TikTok. But I don't want to watch a full video. I really don't. I think seeing that timer at the beginning will just make me feel bad, you know? I mean, like Mark and Ethan said, I mean, they were happy once it ended. It's not because it's any work now, but they left out on a high note. And I couldn't agree more, you know? It was just banger after banger, all the way to the grave. That's all we can wish for in life, you know? All we can wish for is that we forget our own personal hourglasses and just be happy, live in the moment, forget that timer is even there. I mean, be happy that we're alive, we can breathe, we can dance, we can sing. I felt so rejuvenated since Unus Annus ended, and it's the ending that it's that ending that they did, that live stream that made me want to make this video, because I want to take this tiny little channel of mine and I want to take it places. I want to push forward my plans to make short films and talk about issues that mean a lot to me. I want that drive to just move forward. Will I be working myself to the bone now that I have the drive? No. I'm gonna take breaks, I'm gonna laugh, watch a movie, eat popcorn, play with my dog, and I'm gonna live. Like Unus Annus would have wanted me to live. After all, that's the point, isn't it? And, well, another side note. I have a bad memory, very bad memory. And for all my life, I've always been scared that I'm gonna forget stuff, you know? Like, I have this habit of trying to save, like, literally everything I see. Take pictures, take videos, everything, because I'm so terrified I'm gonna forget it. You know? Like, concerts I go to, I'm the type of person where I film the entire concert because I'm so scared I'm gonna forget something. And well, yeah, I like going back to those videos every now and then. It's more like closing my eyes and remember that feeling when I was there. It's not about watching those videos, because the time has passed, the time is gone. And it just makes me feel bad because I feel old, you know, looking at those videos. So just looking back and mourning what you lost, I have this nasty habit of thinking about all my past life choices and thinking about how I could have changed it, how I could have made it better, what changes I could have made. It's like, that's not the point, you know? Like, there's nothing you can do about the past. All you gotta do is move on. Eventually, one point, all of us will just move on to our graves. And then what? It's something to think about, you know? A nice little thing. It brings me comfort, I guess, you know? That one day I'll just, whew, at one point where nothing will matter. But for now, everything has to matter. You have to take care of everything. Take care of everyone. So watching this video, live your life. Be happy. Enjoy yourself. As long as you're not hurting anyone else. Because then I'll come after your kneecaps. But live your life. Be happy. I'm going to take this channel places. I don't care what people are saying. I don't care if people look over my shoulder and while I'm editing and be like, what the hell is that? I'm going to have fun with this. Yeah. So hopefully this video will come out soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, Unus Annus, memento mori. I'll see ya.